if you'd like to learn how to break fall properly so you don't injure yourself while falling down. Stay tuned and watch this short video. If you want to master MMA fundamentals, check out my instructional called MMA Essential Lessons Part 2. In it you will learn about boxing, Muay Thai, grappling, clinch wrestling, ground and pound, boxing into takedowns, and takedown defense. Check out the link in the description below. Hi, my name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, where we teach coaches, fighters and enthusiasts how to train smart and not just hard. Today we're learning about break falls. Knowing how to fall down properly is one of the most important skills you can have in combat sports, especially grappling sports like judo, sambo, wrestling, and of course MMA. Most of the injuries occur from wrestling, from falling body weight. So when I train beginners, my main concern is to teach them how to not injure themselves while falling down. And most of our injuries actually come from falling down, from wrestling, not from striking and not from groundwork. So it is essential for you to master the art of falling down and not injure yourself. People who have trained judo, wrestling or sambo have a better understanding of how to fall down properly, and that makes them less likely to get injured in that manner, but it still sometimes happens. It cannot be totally avoided, but it can be minimized if you know what you're doing. Here are a few exercises. Start with a plain forward roll. Put the hands on the mat, push off slightly with the legs, tuck your head in and roll. Grab the shins on the way up, so you would roll to your feet without pushing with the hands on the mat. Next we have the backward roll over the shoulder, which is easier than doing it over the head. Get your head to one side, look at the other side and roll over it. This version is easier to do than the next one. Then we have backward roll over the head. Squat, roll backwards, place the palms on the mat and roll over the head. Once you roll, push off the hands a bit so you don't end up on your knees. You should end up on your feet. Before we proceed with the proper forward break fall, we should practice it from a lower height. Start from your knees, get your arm under the armpit and roll over it. It should be done very smoothly and gently. It shouldn't be uncomfortable at all. Don't hit the shoulder or land forcefully. Don't make any sound. Forward break fall is done by rolling diagonally on your back, not straight. This is crucial and it's the difference between the forward roll and the forward break fall. Then get up on your feet, place one arm on the floor, the other one goes under the armpit, and you do the same thing as before. Then do it from standing tall. No jumping just yet. You can either finish by getting up or by staying down. This time, use the other arm to break the fall by hitting it on the mat. This is the same as the previous one, but you don't use the arm to slam the floor to break the fall. This one is great for hard surfaces like concrete and is used often by parkour practitioners, especially when landing after the big drops. Place the palms close together and roll just like you would in a normal break fall. This time you will not use the arm to break the fall. Backward fall is almost like backward roll over the shoulder, but you also slam with the arms to break down the fall. Start in a cross-armed position, similar to Dracula lying in the coffin. Squat, roll, slam with the arms at a 45-degree angle to the body, and complete the roll. When you master this version, you can proceed to the jumping one. Make sure you break the fall with your arms before your back hits the floor, otherwise it will hurt. When doing a sideways fall, squat with one leg and slide sideways with the other as if someone has swept your foot. Break the fall with the arm and roll backward. This can also be done without the roll, either by staying on the ground or by getting up using the technical stand-up. Then try the forward breakfall over some obstacle. In this case, I'll be using my student Marco to show you the progression. First, jump over while he's lying down. Then when he's in turtle. Next, tell him to post on both arms. And finally, he should stand up and lean forward. You can even make this harder by making him stand up more or by jumping over more partners. Here is some additional info on breakfalls. Don't post with the hand or elbow. Usually it's not a good idea since you can get injured. But there are exceptions. You could do it if the throw is not very forceful or if you possess very good takedown defense skills. Other than that, don't do it. Instead, start with a post but turn it into a roll by tucking in your elbow. That way, you will lessen the impact by posting and you will prevent the injury by continuing to roll. Keep the chin tucked in when falling down. All grapplers have this instinct and it will save you from hitting the mat or the floor with the back of your head. I come from a judo background where we have been taught proper breakfalling techniques, but when it was time to compete, all of that flew out of the window because the point was not to fall down or to fall down with as little force as possible, thus giving away less points. This is schizophrenic, since you were told not to fall down at all costs, even landing on our heads instead of the back, which sometimes led to injuries. In MMA, the fight doesn't end with a takedown, so you don't have to do all those crazy things to not get taken down. Defend it with all you have, of course, but if the takedown is inevitable, don't risk injury by doing something stupid. Some of you might know my thoughts on Aikido, which are quite negative, and you can watch the video about it here. But when it comes to breakfalls, they are really good at them, and it's the only useful thing about this so-called martial art. Many MMA champions use ground and pound as their go-to strategy. If you want to learn how to do it properly, check out my Total Ground and Pound Blueprint instructional. The link is in the description. Do you agree with me? Do you think that breakfalls are important for MMA? And do you train them? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like it and share it, and you can also subscribe to my channel. And if you like a more in-depth MMA training, check out my instructionals. My name is Mark Leichner from MMAcoach.net, and I will see you again very soon.